There have been many meetings between Arsenal and Spurs over the years, but incredibly, this is only the 6th time that they've come together in the oldest cup competition in world football, the FA Cup. And it was Spurs, the visitors to the Emirates, who created the first truly good scoring chance of the game. Christian Eriksen through, but couldn't beat Fabianski.
Well, he made it himself, winning the ball off Koscielny. But once he gets in behind Sanya, I think he should take his touch across goal, so he opens up the goal for himself. Fabianski did well.
Arsenal, with so much pace and attack, can turn defence into a goal-scoring opportunity almost in the blink of an eye. Gnabry found Walcott, who almost found Hugo Lloris, not ready for the shot.
Yeah, great counter-attack from Arsenal. Gnabry with the first pass. Walcott takes his shot early.
Yeah, Walcott playing as a central striker where he really wants to be for Arsenal, and he was doing all he could to score.
And the Spurs centre-halves kept on dropping off because they're worried about his pace, and again he picked the ball up in front of him and tried to bend it into the corner.
Serge Gnabry is just as quick as Walcott. Given a chance to start for Arsenal today, showed real confidence in just creating half a yard of space for himself in the Spurs box.
Yeah, Walcott thinks he's going to go down the outside, so he takes a short touch inside. Just doesn't get enough whip on it to bring it back down.
Santi Cazorla in his favoured position for Arsenal, cutting in from the left-hand side. And that was to give warning to Spurs of what was to come.
Yeah, it's a lovely little 1-2 with Rosicky. What an excellent game, Rosicky. Cazorla with a brilliant right foot shot. He doesn't quite get enough whip on it.
Few players managed to arc their runs quite as impressively as Theo Walcott to stay onside, thwarted by Hugo Lloris.
He started the move off himself. Cheer. And he's just about onside. He's level with Danny Rose. There was a pass out to the left-hand side for Monreal, which he didn't take.
Arsenal's pressure was starting to build, and ultimately it would tell in the 31st minute of the game. Serge Gnabry looked to have overdone it at one stage, and that was a lovely ball through for Santi Cazorla.
Tim Sherwood was screaming for his centre-halves to come and press the ball. And they allowed Gnabry to pick it up. Dawson starts to go to it. The angle of recovery from Walker wasn't right, and it allowed lots of space for Cazorla. And what a strike it was. It's right through the back of the ball. Perfect technique.
The Spaniard's second goal of the season. Roberto Soldado has scored 10 for Spurs since signing for the club from Valencia.
May have been better missing this further and taking it into the path of Adebayor, who was just coming in out of picture.
Spurs started the second half as a team 1-0 down should. They were full of attacking promise. That was probably the best chance that Adebayor had all game.
It's a good first touch. He didn't have too much space in the box throughout the match, but that time he got away from Mertesacker.
Arsenal's pace, again a problem for Spurs on the counter-attack, and Theo Walcott almost nipped in. Lloris and Dawson beaten.
The two pace merchants there combining. Gnabry with the first run inside of Danny Rose, and then plays it to the outside of his right boot, right into the space.
Arsenal will eventually to wrap the game up. And Roberto Soldado played what he thought was an easy ball back to Danny Rose. Rose then made an awful mess of things. Thomas Rosicky in to win it, through on goal, and despite Walker coming back at him, he finished in some style.
Well, it's good play from Thomas Rosicky. Danny Rose will not want to see it again. Why he didn't play the ball a bit quicker, I'm not quite sure, but he tries to get it back on his left foot. He makes up a lot of ground, Carl Walker. He's never going to get to the ball. He just lifts it over Lloris. See how the ball's stuck under his feet here? And he just, with his toe, lifts it over the advancing Lloris. Great finish.
Rosicky enjoying a real renaissance in the Arsenal team this season. Theo Walcott remained a threat. Vlad Kirikesh has barely put a foot wrong since becoming a Spurs player, but he made a couple of mistakes that led to Walcott having yet another chance to shoot on goal.
Tottenham got sloppy at this stage. They thought the game had gone. Walcott could have played to Flamini, but decides to take the shot himself.
Arsenal have been forced into making changes. Mesut Ozil was one of the players who came on, and he forced a tremendous save from Hugo Lloris. And that was more or less the last chance of the game. Arsenal's game, they have gone through to the FA Cup fourth round.